Yes, that might help. But if you wait for your bosses and bosses and bosses to send goals down, you'll be waiting a while from what our experience is. So create them today. As you leave here, create 3 goals. Here's an easy goal. I taught it yesterday. A friend of mine, Steve Noodleberg, says 50 cups of coffee. I'm going to have 50 cups of coffee with my customers every day. Well, one a day. 50 cups. So, yeah, you'd be going to the bathroom a lot. Be wasting a ton of time. I didn't count that time up. But it's 1 cup a day for 50 days. Or 2 cups for 25. The issue is you have to have a list and it has to be written down. Right? It's a phenomenal goal. We know companies' sales have gone up 25, 30, 40%, all because they're having these cups of coffee, and the list is written on paper. That's the important part. Put your list down. You all have customers in IT. You all have connecting units. You all have teams. You all have connecting peers that you connect to, colleagues. Put it down. Now, in this compass that you have are pictures or categories of what is open, what is hidden, what is authentic, and what is innovation. And in those categories is how you communicate, right? Where is that? How you communicate, how you handle conflict, how you optimize differences. So not only do you need to do it for you, that's complicated enough, you got to do it for everybody else. How do they handle conflict? How do they communicate? How do they build trust? What are they all about? Where did they come from? What's their vision, their mission, and their goals? And if I was to ask you a question, you don't need to answer this, how many of us know what the vision, mission, goals is of our peer groups, of our customers? What is their vision? What is their mission? What is their goals? Now, the dilemma is we could say our vision, mission, goals is anything, but our behavior, that's why I have it equaling behavior. Our behavior is what dictates what our real vision, mission, goals is. And remember I said to everybody here that you're all leaders developing leaders, and there was some skepticism. Well, leadership is empowering yourself and others to go where you've never gone before. And just by you showing up here, you've done that for yourself. You showed up, and others came with you. But leadership is empowering others, and I heard it in the speech this morning, to go where they've never gone before and wouldn't go by themselves. Coaching is helping others achieve their desired goals and objectives. Management is planning, organizing, controlling, and following up. And technician is doing a job or a task extremely well. Now, we all play time in each one of these things. Right now, I'm being a technician because I'm here with you. I'm actually doing the work. However, we can't spend 100% of our time there. Because if we spend all our time as technicians, what's not getting done? All the other roles. And all I'm saying is spend more of your time in leadership, empowering yourself and others to go where you've never gone before. And that's the thing that we don't take time to do most often. Now, I want everybody to stand up, and I want everybody to shake the person's hand next to you and say, thank you for being a transformational leader and getting the tools, skills, and abilities you need to be successful. Go ahead and stand up. Whenever we get this engagement thing going, people have fun, man. And I want everybody to know this is without drinking. We're having all this fun. There's no alcohol that I know of. Unless you smuggled it in here. I want everybody to know, we could tell Kurt we didn't have any alcohol and we all had fun. So I want us all to spend more time in these different quadrants, and you all are leaders, and I'll prove it to you because people are watching you based on how you show up. That's your behavior. Every minute of your day, your behavior is dictating which role you play in here and how you show up to someone else, how you come across. And we spend very little time really getting a chance to really look at that because we're so busy in the day-to-day transactional work of being great technicians. And we need to step out of that, and that takes courage, it takes discipline, it takes motivation, it takes inspiration, but it takes a step. It's hard. It doesn't just happen at once. It may take a mentor or a coach to help you, to give you feedback. Now, in the Johari Window, we're looking, because you guys are leaders developing other leaders, we're looking at these type of areas. Customer. What is your customer's Johari Window? What are they all about? Wouldn't it be important to know that? Because if you know the information of how they make decisions, how they handle conflict, how they build clarity, communication, you're going to be able to deal with them. how they handle change. Does anybody in here love change and conflict? Woo. My hands get first priority. That's why I was given feedback that I was wishy-washy, okay? But knowing that information could set me free because my team could say, hey, Mike, you need to tweak this up a little bit. Or if you know that about your customer, hey, I'm going to give you feedback. Why? Because my trust has gone up with you, and I know you're not going to use it as a battering ram. You're going to really use it to help each other for the common goal of increasing the shareholder wealth, innovation, products, services, talent, things that are going to make time get reduced, right? And so if you know these things and you use that Johari window, not for yourself, only for yourself, but for the teams you're leading, the bosses that you report to, wouldn't it be good to know how they tick? How they handle conflict? How they handle change? What is their comfort zone? What is not? Have open dialogue about it. There's tools to do it. Myers-Briggs is one tool. DISC, listening, EQ tool. There's tons of tools. There's 50 tools, hundreds, and they're all good. Teamwork, trust, accountability, and feedback. I encourage you to read, because you guys are leaders, developing leaders, 5 Behaviors of a Dysfunctional Team, and then there's a book right behind it, Overcoming the 5 Behaviors. They had both of them out there. Coincidental. There's no coincidences, right? They were there. So pick them up. What makes filling out this compass so complicated, has anybody ever seen this? Has everybody seen this? Most people have. Can everybody see? What is everybody seeing? Is there anybody here that hasn't seen it? Raise your hand. Either of these. Okay, so everybody's seen it. But this is what makes things complicated. There's a picture of an older person and a younger person, right? And you should be able to see both very clearly. The issue is, at first, we don't see it. And that's the same thing with our compasses. Somebody said it here earlier, perspective. I really need to know what their perspective is. I really need to know that Jonathan, he's a detail person. Because if I know that info, by observing, by talking, by communicating, it'll save time on what does he need in order to be successful. And don't we want to give people what they need to be successful? He wasn't wrong that he wanted that. It was just the approach that he was taking to go for it. I see Manly's detailed. He's awesome. He's got everything organized. And it's awesome for me because I need somebody to help me with that. And so we could peer up. And Catherine sees things in a whole different lens. And because we can operate knowing that with each other, we can be more effective. Does it make sense? So use this Johari window to answer the questions about yourself. Start with you. And if you don't know the answers, you need to go on a journey to find them out. Meaning, you need to use Myers-Briggs, DISC, some of these other tools, an EQ tool, strength finders. Again, there's hundreds of them. Begin to do those tools. Begin to coach or get a coach, even if you coach yourself or a mentor, and start to find out this information. Because they know it. They'll tell you how you show up. Somebody will, a boss, a peer, a friend, if you really ask them. Make sense? So with that, it makes it complicated because you got to do it with everybody else. But I heard everybody in here with that energy. You're all leaders developing leaders. And so you've all got this thing. It's a willingness to step out of our comfort zone, adopt and change something. And we've asked you to pick out one thing. An obligation to develop one skill. Carol Dweck said, there was a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, and growth mindseted people are not afraid to keep going and taking risks to develop their skills beyond where they've never gone before. They keep doing it from the time they're kids, but we can learn it at any time. All we have to do is learn a new skill, which is really develop a skill set. Develop the skills within your organization because you need to know you're responsible for it. How you show up and how they show up is everybody's accountability. If you don't believe me, read John Miller's book that's out there, The QBQ. Has anybody read The QBQ? It's out there, out front. Very good. It's all about personal accountability and ownership, asking the right questions. What can I do rather than who's to blame and why did it happen? And then make a commitment. And by the time we're three done today, Catherine and Manly and I, you're going to make a commitment. And I want to introduce Catherine Lord. It also takes change.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.